I've always been fascinated by the moments that shape our nation's moral compass. The Scottsboro Boys case is one such moment, a legal battle that exposed the raw nerves of racial injustice in America. In this exploration of a pivotal chapter of our history, we'll uncover how 9 young lives became a lightning rod for change, challenging the very foundations of our legal system. In the spring of 1931, 9 African-American teenagers boarded a freight train in Scottsboro, Alabama. 2 white women, Victoria Price and Ruby Bates, accused these young men of rape, setting in motion a series of trials that would expose the deep-seated racial prejudices of the time. The first trials, held in April 1931, were a mockery of justice. Hastily conducted, with inadequate legal representation, they resulted in swift convictions and death sentences for 8 of the 9 defendants. The nation watched in horror as the case unfolded, revealing the stark realities of Jim Crow justice in the Deep South. As the case gained national attention, the U.S. Supreme Court was compelled to intervene. In a landmark decision, Powell v. Alabama in 1932, the court ruled that the Scottsboro defendants had been denied adequate legal counsel, violating their 14th Amendment rights. The case returned to Alabama, where the renowned attorney Samuel Leibowitz took up the defense in 1933. Despite his efforts, the all-white juries continued to return guilty verdicts. The trials became a battleground not just for the fate of 9 young men, but for the soul of American justice itself. The Scottsboro trials laid bare the systemic racial discrimination that plagued the American justice system. All-white juries, biased judges, and a hostile public opinion stacked the odds against the defendants, while many in the South clung to racist stereotypes. A growing movement in the North began to question the validity of the charges. The case became a rallying cry for civil rights activists, who saw in it the epitome of racial injustice in America. The Scottsboro Boys case left an indelible mark on American legal history, shaping crucial Supreme Court decisions. It strengthened the right to due process and equal protection under the law. But more importantly, it galvanized generations of activists who would go on to fight for civil rights. Today, as we grapple with issues of racial justice and equality, the Scottsboro case remains painfully relevant. It serves as a stark reminder of how far we've come and how far we still have to go.
The Scottsboro case continues to influence our legal system and civil rights discourse to this day.
The fight for true equality before the law continues, inspired by the legacy of those 9 young men. As we reflect on the Scottsboro Boys case, we're reminded that justice requires tireless effort and constant vigilance. Their story is not just a chapter in our past, but a call to action for our present and future. In understanding this pivotal moment, we arm ourselves to continue the fight for a more just and equitable society.
To sum it up, the Scottsboro Boys case stands as a stark reminder of racial injustice in America under the Jim Crow laws. In 1931, 9 African-American teenagers were falsely accused of raping 2 white women on a train in Alabama. Despite scant evidence and clear signs of coercion, the boys were swiftly convicted by all-white juries, highlighting the systemic racism prevalent in the judicial system. The case drew national attention and became a symbol of the deep-seated racial inequalities in the United States. The NAACP and the Communist Party's International Labor Defense took up their cause, leading to a series of retrials and appeals. The legal battles exposed the flaws in the American justice system, particularly concerning the right to a fair trial. The U.S. Supreme Court intervened twice, resulting in landmark decisions that reinforced the right to effective counsel and the prohibition of racial discrimination in jury selection. Despite these legal advancements, it took decades for the wrongfully accused men to receive pardons. The Scottsboro Boys case remains a powerful example of the struggle for civil rights and justice, underscoring the need for continued vigilance against racial injustice. Please subscribe and hit that notification button for more.